Marianne, how are you? Just tip you a little bit that way. Ooh. Hello Annaline, hello Mel. Ooh, what a mess. Oh, the place is just like a bit messy. Hello Jan, we're having discussions about like how to do the Christmas opening this year. Good morning sunshine, it's sunshine here. The sunny day has now got, oh, it's so sweet of you to say so. I can't promise any excitement. Oh, I'll just wipe my nose on my new handkerchief. Oh, and look, there's a little foxy. Hello, Beth. Hello, surprised. Is that like you're surprised, or is that your little name for me? Am I surprised? Hey, do you know what? You know these new COVID rules, right? You're not allowed to... Oh, God, my eyebrows. You're not allowed to... well, for those of us who live in the northeast of England, hello Yvonne, you're not allowed to meet up with friends or family outside, and you're not allowed to meet up with friends or family inside. But I have a shop, so anyone can come here. I'm surprised, didn't know you were going to be on. And well, do you know what it is? I just feel like we're locked down again. And all the things I was going to do have sort of gone out the window or up the spout on account of A, only having one horse, and B, that one horse being ill, and C, not being able to go and see any family or friends, and D, Fifey's health thing that is as yet properly undiagnosed, and is causing a certain amount of anxiety. So anyway, we just feel locked down. So what's the nicest thing to do during lockdown? Spend time with you. You need a mum update. I was thinking about what that, Margaret. I've got the most recent time I saw her was quite funny. It was when I gave her a watch, and I do have a video of it, but I don't want to put it like out on my Facebook page. But maybe if I put it on the Lockdown Gang page and then take it off a little bit later, just in case she ever discovers that I've done it, would that work? And then you can see my lovely mother, and you'll feel like you've had a catch up with her. Would that work? She'd go berserk if I put it on my normal page. She's fine, my mum's fine. She's disappointed because my youngest brother was supposed to be coming up with his wife this weekend, and my next youngest brother and my younger sister and all their spouses, them that have spouses, we were all going to go to Adriano's for supper tonight in Newcastle, but of course that's up the spout. Also, all those thumbs, does that mean yes, put the video of my mum on lockdown? Okay, I'll do that. Sorry about your COVID situation, Fifey's health. Your smile and upbeat attitude will pull you through. Somebody sent me a message the other day and it said, I just love your attitude, I love your Facebook posts. And I said, yeah, I'll tell you what, I just keep the shit to myself. Right. I had myself a pint of hot orange juice. Yeah, my mum's a bit disappointed, and I haven't spoken to her today or yesterday, but I spoke to my sister Elizabeth, who had a little bit of a rant, because I may have mentioned that my mother's a little hard of hearing, and it just means you have to bellow on the phone, and sometimes the subtleties of life and those sort of things that you reveal to people on the phone, it just doesn't work to sort of shout, Fifey's bloody heart's not working properly. You just want to say it quietly and then wait for the result. So anyway, shall we do some painting? Now yesterday, for those of us who were here, we started another light Sussex painting. This is to celebrate the fact that my new light Sussex have survived thus far. And they're looking absolutely great. Hot orange juice, I know. It's just my choice. So I will... Oh yes, that's stuck on there. I'm going to try and bring this painting board down a little bit. There seemed to be quite a lot of paint on my glasses. Hello Neil, how are you? I haven't forgotten. On my list today it says Wark Post Office hankies. I may get there. I'm really sorry. Jane Lamb. Are you not going crow walking today, Jane Lamb? It is, after all, on your land. You should be watching them. Right. How many cockerels? 2 pullets. I've actually only got a trio. This is just made up, this composition. And I seem to have made nearly all these ones cockerels and 2 of these ones hens. But it doesn't really matter. They're white and they've got black bits and they look great. Right, let's tip you up. Not till 1, so you are going then. I'm sorry, I'm just talking privately to my friend Jane Lamb. Okay. Right, let me know if you're having any problems with the sound or anything like that. Got time to check you out first. I'm going to tip a little bit more, I think. It's not marvellous, is it? Maybe if I pull you a tiny bit closer. Don't want to get the glare that I had a few weeks ago that so many of you complained about. Right, okay, so we need beaks. Yeah, poor old Fifey. We're having thoughts because I had my... Oh, Christmas, I need to talk to you about that. I could do with some advice. Yeah, we have Christmas open. That's horrible. We have our Christmas open times, which, you know, along with any other person who sells retail stuff, that's like a really important time of year. And it's when, you know, I make enough money to be able to do a calculation and say to my staff, yes, I can keep you on for another year. So it's really important. We have to try and work out a way so that I can keep my family safe, my staff safe and my customers safe and still make, hopefully, pots of money, being vulgar. So Fife and I have been having some quite big thoughts about that. And if he does indeed have a heart thing, which means, you know, that he really, really, really can't get COVID, we were thinking that it might be an idea to buy a caravan and stick him in it. Which is pretty much all his dreams come true. Anyway, I think that his mother, when he was in hospital, his mother had him, she must have been some sort of Romany gypsy, and they got the wrong baby, because really all he wants to do is be outside and look like a scarecrow and sleep in a caravan, which is nice. So we've got the beaks with really just a simple, oh God, who's that? Just like a very simple, I'll do it on here. It's just like a twist of the brush and that's a beak shape. And then add a little bit of depth to the end there. That's the pointy bit that they do the pecking with. And then when it's dry, I would just put a line just to differentiate the bottom part of the beak from the top part. Oops. Are you all still there? Sound and picture. Very disappointed I can't see down your top today, Jane. You pervert. Yes, I've got a very matronly outfit on today to try to dissuade the gawpers from just watching, hoping to catch a peek of my magnificent breasts. Right, we'll have a little look at the eyes now. What's being said? I think that's great. You need a camera from the ceiling. Camera from the ceiling? A caravan would be better than a doghouse. Twist of the brush and voila. Thank you. You look very classy. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Neil. Classy. That's what he said. Any way to make a buck. Well, Marianne Ray, you do know that we all call you an ambulance chaser, so you're not really in a position to criticise. And for those of you who don't know, Marianne Ray is a lawyer and she specialises in making money out of other people's dreadful accidents, probably. Oh dear, I think I may have lost a good friend there now. I'm only joking. So yeah, if lots of people come here, what I'm going to do is around chicken's eyes, where the red stuff stops and the eyes start, it's like a little, I'm just going to define it with a slightly darker Can you actually see? No pain, no gain. Exactly. So yeah, going back to Christmas, instead of having like 3 really, really busy weekends where people are all squashed in here, and people like Marianne Ray probably take that opportunity to do a bit of pickpocketing, what we thought we would do is be open solidly. And be open solidly to the general public from 10 until 4, and then have a special hour for vulnerable people. So that would be older people, people with health issues, people who just don't want to mix with others, from 10 o'clock till 11 o'clock. So that, I would imagine, would be quite quiet. That would be a good time for those people to come. And we think that'll probably spread out the visitors. And then we're also going to have a marquee outside with no sides, but with the mulled wine boiler thing going on in the coffee machine, and a plate of mince pies, so that people could sit there quite comfortably. And just in case there were more people in here than there should be. Anyway, I've been in consultation with Northumberland County Council. I got an email back saying, well, that's with the help of lovely Steve and Bridget, and they pretty much said, if only everyone was as considerate as me. Which is what I say to myself all the time, really. No, only joking. Could you set up studio visits by appointment? I could, Beth, but that would just be too complicated. It really would. And we'd only get, like, people, if you have to make an appointment to do a thing, you think, oh, well, I just won't bother because I'm not sure that the person I'm going to go with, dee-da-dee-da. And the thing is, Beth, that people now expect to have to possibly queue, keep their distance, hand sanitise when they go in. You know, there are a lot of things that people now expect. If they get here and one of my staff's at the door saying, would you mind waiting just for a little while for somebody to come out, then they won't be surprised and they'll be pleased that we are taking their safety seriously. I mean, I would. So yeah, Fivey doesn't want to come into contact with any of this COVIDness. So because he is having breathing problems, so that makes him vulnerable. So we're thinking maybe get a caravan, as I say, and so that he doesn't have contact with someone who's had lots of contact, i.e. me. But it means he can still do the boiler, like cook me a meal and just leave it, light my fire and all that sort of stuff. So it'd be like having a housekeeper that you don't have to spend the evenings with. And it is his idea before you start saying anything. Okay, so painting. I'm defining these wattles and combs now, just a little bit. Although I think I'll make them quite a lot deeper red eventually. I hope you can see modern slavery. Well, modern slavery. He is my husband, Marianne Ray. I'm trying to remember when he may, if it is indeed true, when he had his minor heart attack in February. And whether it was my fault. But that is just a theory that the doctors come up with until he goes to the hospital and they have a proper look. Okay, so there we have the chickens. I'm now going to do some darker areas. And while I'm just going to have a drink, I just want to ask you something. See? Susan Davis thinks it's a good idea. Right, so Christmas this year, can I just show you something? Right, normally, yeah, shepherd's hut, but we haven't got one, Marianne Ray. Good thought through the studio. That middle cockerel is especially gorgeous. Thank you, Beth. So normally we send out an A5 Christmas print and gift catalogue, and on the back it says, you know, how to shop online and all that. And then when you open it up, you've got a nice picture of me doing my Facebook, and then a picture of prints, and then you go on to a few pages of prints and then gifts and all that sort of stuff. And it's sort of nice and everything, but we're sort of designing it at the moment, and I didn't send out a summer catalogue this year, and one of the messages that I would like to get this Christmas into whatever I mail out is that principally what I do is I paint original paintings over and above anything else. So we've had a lovely photograph taken of me standing alongside all my paintings looking. Alison, hello, how's the baby? And I was looking, while I was doing the designing, I was looking at my trade catalogue. Now this is something that we sent out this year, or we hand out to like gallery owners, shop owners, interior shops, Neil from Wark Post Office, and it's just got so much more space. But of course it costs lots more. And I've been doing all the calculations between getting this made for this Christmas only compared with this. And my feeling is that this is a less throwaway item than this. And this, although it costs a lot more, gives everything much more space. Okay. So I've made a decision. I'm going to, oh Neil, I'm going to spend the extra money and send this out and hope that this Christmas, which I think will be a big mail order Christmas, and hope that people hang on to them and go, yes, I can see everything really well, I can see how to do it, and I will do mail order. So any thoughts that you may have, I am open to. And if anybody has anyone who's quite near to us has a caravan that they may be thinking of selling, send me a private message, because we are looking now at caravans. Go big. Thanks, Mary Henry. Back to the painting. Okay. Okay, I need to stand up for this. I need to get a little bit of distance. So I'm getting a fairly big brush again. Is it going to be this one? That's too small. As you know, I like to use big brushes as I can get away with. And I'm looking at slightly darker colour for the lower areas of these chickens, and it's going to have some blue, some sort of alizarin and crimson. I might just add a bit of that Payne's grey in, a bit more blue, because I need to have enough to do them all. I don't want to run out halfway through, which is something that I do quite often. I think a little touch of that. It's looking a bit too vivid purple. Bit of that. Test. Okay. I might just put a tiny bit of sap green in there, so that it will reflect some of the colours of the foliage that I will put around the edge. Right. Just going to get a slightly lighter bit over here. Okay. And then the lower parts of this chicken. What's being said? Oh, hello Betty. Great to see you mixing colours. Help for ignoramuses. Don't like to criticise spelling, but I think it's ignoramus ES or ignorami, depending whether you're being strictly Latin or not. I actually got kicked out of Latin at school, but I do remember a little bit of it. And I think when the word ignoramus is used in English, it has, the plural is ES. Could be wrong though. Okay. What do I know? But I do know about being one. Right. Sorry, I have to go silent when I'm concentrating. when you lay the brush on the side like that, you get a lovely sort of, you get what's the word, an undefined area. God, it just makes me want to put more paint on there. And for something like a fluffy area, doing that is perfect. So just like get the brush on its side like that, and then add a bit more colour. It's quite magic. Okay, so they've all got, it's like their shadows are just like a bit more defined, so the light areas are lighter and the dark areas are darker. And while that's drying, before I go on to the next stage, it might be quite nice just to start to put a bit of background in so that these chickens are in my garden. I'm just going to have a little bit more of my hot orange juice. Right, so this is a big brush we need, I think. Right. Well, I'll start with something that's already in there, that green. And it's going to be a bluey green sort of thing anyway, so I might just use that as well, because that'll, yeah. And this is really just quite a, this is going to be just a quite a pale initial wash. And if you remember the last time I did something like this, you know, I just added and added. So this is a good stage for, say, this chicken here. Say I think it was just made a little bit too thin. Well, look, you can just fatten it out a bit there. Just by doing this. And all the time I'm obviously looking at my sort of leading edge so that I ruin one part of the painting while I'm concentrating on another part. But this really is broad brush painting. And while I'm at it, I do feel that that red comb wattle should be a little bit further that way, so I just left a white area there. I hope you can see. I'll just move down a bit. Oh my word, look at this great big splotch. That's because this brush, the metal part of this brush holds water and it's dripping out. So I'm just going to soak that up there. There was just a great big splosh. Now this background area is, you know, it's foliage, so it doesn't have to be that perfect at the moment. What I really don't want to do is accidentally go on the white of the chickens. But not anything else just becomes part of the painting and is good fun. Okay. How are we for time? Half an hour already. You and your enormous brush. You're amazing with a brush. It's amazing with a big brush. The sound is distorted. Thank you, Mary Ann Ray, for pointing that out. The sound distortion might just be me snuffling. Sorry, I don't think you can see that. Right. I think I'll do a slightly warmer colour in the foreground. Can you see? Glad the little paint splashes are covered now. I spent ages trying to clean my screen. That was... Oh, not again. Don't know why. Oops, what am I doing? Maybe I should only do live videos for, I don't know, 10 minutes. Because the sound obviously goes off after a while. Hello Sam, how are you? I haven't seen you for ages. How are things going over in Rothbury? And have you been doing any painting? Because I don't recall seeing any recently, and you were doing some amazing ones. And your sister. Got a little claw, little toe on the end of the little foot. Yeah, I'm not going to talk if the sound's not working right. I'll just quickly finish this broad bit and then leave the next bit, leave it to dry, and then maybe come back, I don't know, tomorrow. If I haven't got anything on, then it's really nice to catch up, see how you're all getting on. I had a fantastic swim in the river yesterday. Do you remember during lockdown I said there was a place where I went swimming that I couldn't normally go to because it was privately owned and part of a fishing lodge, holiday lodge nearby, and you wouldn't go swimming there when there are people who've paid to stay there and to have fishing, whatever. Anyhow, my lovely friend who owns it, I sent a message and said, look, do you think maybe on changeover day I could have a swim? She said, yeah, no problem at all. So that's what I did yesterday. I just went on my own, which is not usual. Fifey doesn't like me going on my own completely. But he said I have where the toe float, which is like a balloon that you drag along behind you, but it's only a flipping river. Anyway, I had a great swim. It was really nice. And the water's relatively warm still at the moment. Okay. I'll just tip you up. I'm just seeing what it says about the sound. I wonder if it might even be the... I'm just going to take this... Has that made any difference? I see that the lockdown's not great because I'm sort of... It's a little bit jarring visually. Anyway, so this is where... This is where we're at now, so I'm just reading some of the comments. And there are loads and loads of fun bits to come with this. It's worse. What I did was I unplugged the charger. I'll stick it back in just one moment. Any different? Is that any different, Margaret? Just so I would know whether it's... Give us a song. No. Right. Well, I think... has painting coming along fabulously, sound not so much. Yeah, okay. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll put a video of giving my mother the watch and then get a flavour of what it's like. I can see the broadband's not great. Better with the plug-in, that's really weird. And I'll say cheerio for now. I'll give you a bit of warning if I'm going to do another live video. Sorry about the sound. What can I say? And have a, oh, thank you very much, John. Have a lovely day, and I'll get that video just on lockdown, gang. So basically, you've got to watch it, because I'm going to take it off again just in case she sees it.